We could have easily won that game. What is happening, guys? It's your boy TC back with another video. So the Liverpool game has just come to an end. As you may all know, it was an exciting 3-3 draw. So in my prediction when I did the preview with the Advocate the other day, I'd actually called a 2-2 draw. But unfortunately we ended up drawing 3-3, which is a fair result in my opinion, based on the state and how the team basically played at in the first half. It was a very, very poor first half. Again, the defense was in 6s and 7s. It wasn't absolutely, the defense wasn't absolutely tight. Very leaky. Koscielny again slipping over, letting people run through. Monreal the same again, stuff that we talk about on a weekly basis. We haven't seen any changes whatsoever. But we were certainly lucky enough to actually come away and actually gain those 3 goals that we scored today. So let's talk about the team from the back, really. Petr Cech today was a bit suspect, to be honest. And the commentators during the game made a very, very fair point, suggesting that obviously Petr Cech is no longer at his best, that we all know that he's no longer at his best. But if you do compare with other keepers from teams that are really in and around the same level as us, so you look at United, the Chelseas, the Man Cities of this world, I really hate to say Spurs, but yeah, you look at Tottenham, they've all got solid keepers. They've all got solid keepers, and that's one thing we are certainly lacking at the back. Obviously, Petr Cech still does the job. He did make a number of fantastic saves within the first half itself, but the third goal was definitely his fault, and basically I was expecting so much better. Obviously both keepers and both teams certainly did have poor games. I personally won't be surprised if Mignolet certainly gets dropped for the next few games, because Jurgen Klopp has definitely done that in the past. He's definitely put him on the bench for a number of games, let him realise his mistakes and obviously learn and train in, try a bit harder, and obviously he did end up regaining his team with his position within the first team, I should say. But today Cech was a bit suspect. He was questionable, and the third goal, as I said, he should have been a bit stronger. He should have been bit more stronger on his right hand, and he should have definitely tipped it over the bar. But again, the ball ended up going in. It was a very, very it was a lucky strike, I should say, from Firmino. But we'll move on with the defence itself. Koscielny, as I've mentioned, again, he had a very, very poor game in my opinion. In particular, the first half, it was dreadful. It was really, really dreadful. I'm not too sure if Monreal ended up getting taken off due to an injury, or Wenger could see that his performance wasn't going to win us the game or get us any points at all on the board, but he ended up coming off at the half time, and I was definitely pleased with that change from Wenger, to see Mustafi come on and actually basically solidify the defence, even though the one of the other goals that went in sort of came off Mustafi, and I think that was the second goal, and that wasn't really his fault. He didn't have much cover. He's only just come back into the team from an injury. So Wenger did certainly make the right choice, in my opinion, to bring Mustafi on. I think the young lad on the left, Maitland-Niles, had a poor game as well. He was finding himself out of position a number of times. Obviously, it's the lack of experience. We talk a lot about experience, and he was finding himself a hell of a lot out of position. Of course, Sanchez is not one player you can rely on to come back and obviously cover you at this particular point. He's been really poor as well. Of course, he did get us a goal, but again, it was a bit suspect as well, giving the ball away, and he wasn't really tracking back. I think, as I said before in previous videos, defenders and teams have definitely sussed him out. They know how he's going to play. They know what he's going to do. He's going to come back, spin back on himself, and he will certainly try and look for a looping pass or try to curl it back in towards goal. And today it wasn't working, up until the point he managed to get away from the young Liverpool right back Gomez to actually get the header in, and that's when the actual remarkable comeback started. We'll talk about the 2 passengers, in my opinion. Today we were carrying 2 passengers on the team, and again, that was Iwobi. Iwobi, again, I didn't see what he was really doing on the pitch. He obviously ended up coming off later on within the second half for Danny Welbeck, but him and Sanchez were certainly passengers up front. He seemed rushed, or he seems rushed all the time. Iwobi, this is. He doesn't seem to actually take some time and think about what he's really doing. But again, I'll say he was certainly a passenger on the pitch today. Moving forward, we had Lacazette. Lacazette was making things happen, in my opinion. The lovely flick round the corner for Ozil to tuck in that goal. That was the third goal. It was brilliant. He was trying to make things happen, but he wasn't receiving the service that he needs to actually get things going for himself. But overall, I was really impressed with his game. Talk about Xhaka. So Xhaka, I was counting within the first 15 minutes, he'd made one forward pass. The rest were sideways or backwards. So I didn't keep count really after that. But of course, he ended up scoring a goal. You could hear the crowd urging him to shoot. And he did certainly take a shot. I've been personally critical of Xhaka. Again, today, his performance wasn't really impressive. Obviously, the goal made things a little bit better. In the second half, I could see that he was sitting a bit more deeper in comparison to the first half. So he was providing that little bit of extra cover to the defence. There was one point where Liverpool kept breaking throughout the whole game, as you could see. And at one point, I clearly remember it was him and the back four. So basically, he must have been told to sit back a little bit deeper. But overall, the team did perform all right. We could have won the game. I will look at this as 2 drop points. Jack Wilshere put in a decent performance, not the best. We've seen him obviously recently. He's had a resurgence into the first team, but this wasn't the best performance he's put forward. But again, I would say his performance was okay, but I'll definitely take that 1 point from this game. Of course, there's a lot of games to be played during this particular period. Hopefully we can kick on from here and pick up more points on the board. Obviously our home form hasn't been bad at all, so this obviously carries on with that particular home form. But again, as I said, this is 2 points dropped in my opinion. What do you guys think? Please do let me know what you think in the comments below as usual. If you are watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. Once again, guys, it's your boy TC from I'm Gonna Talk TV, and I'm out.